Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we have another coral unboxing video. This time I got a frag pack from a reefer who was selling on the forums. It's an SPS frag pack, so let's tilt the camera down and see what this is all about. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright. So there's a heat pack in here, wrapped in a paper towel. It feels like it's still warm. Alright, so I'll be pulling out a bag here. Alright. So a big bag over a bunch of, looks like urine cups. That's, I'm starting to see that more nowadays. It's a good way to ship. The only, I think the only thing about this is some people say that the urine cups take a little more space, but some people argue that they don't. But I think this is a good way to ship. That way you don't have the corals banging around everywhere, because the box probably goes through some abuse in transit. Alright, so let's open this thing up here. I can already tell that everything is labeled, so that's helpful. So they're all in urine cups. Alright, so this one here is the first one. I don't know if you see the writing. So it's an ASD Rainbow Millie. I already have one of these. And he was open to me substituting it, but you know, he would have had to cut it and then let it heal for a week or so. So I said, I'll just take it. This is actually bigger than the frag that I have, so we'll see. Maybe they'll be different a little bit, and you never know these days. So this one is in a urine cup. This one is the... Oh, he gave me a free Vivid Rainbow Delight. I already have one of these too. This one looks nice though. So if anybody who... you probably can't see it, but it looks alive. It looks good. Vivid Rainbow Delight is a beautiful coral. Problem is... No, it's not really a problem. The only thing is that it will brown out on you until it settles into your tank. But once it gets going, man, that thing is beautiful. The other thing about the Vivid Rainbow Delight is it will probably encrust like crazy. So you got to give it a lot of room. So here's, where is it? Oh, it's on top of the cup. Let me see. So this is an ARC firework. It's looking good in there. The water's clear, nothing flowing around. He has it upside down. I don't know if you can see it. It's a common way to ship. There's a piece of styrofoam up there, and the frag plug is wedged into that styrofoam, and the styrofoam is floating, or it's either floating or it's stuck in the cup. And so yeah, I mean, when this thing moves, it doesn't really hit the side walls. All right, moving on. So, okay, so these two are in a heat sealed bag, but so this first one here on this side is a Reef Raft Firecracker. Let's see if I can, how does it look? The water is definitely clear. The coral does look, the coral does look on the lighter side, but it doesn't look dead, so that's good. And then on this side is the Rocky Mountain Frags RMF Psychoberry. It's basically like a pearlberry, but it's got like yellow polyps, and it's a little different, but it's an absolutely beautiful coral. That one looks like it's doing well. Clear water, and the coral does look a little light, but that might not mean anything. I just got to get it under normal aquarium lights to see how it's doing, really. These two did flip, so they're no longer like perfectly upside down. I don't know if you can... Yeah, it's kind of on its side. I don't know if you can tell. Not a big deal, but some shippers, they do make that little styrofoam big enough so that it doesn't move around. You know what I mean? It's pretty much, so they make it big enough so it's wedged inside the cup and it can't move. But that's cool. It's doing well. They look like they're doing well. Let's open these up here. Alright, so everything looks good so far. What I'm going to do is float these in the sump, and I'll see you in a sec. Alright, so I have them all temperature acclimated. They've been floating in the sump for about an hour. I have a tub here full of my own tank water. They're still in their own individual cups here. What I'm going to do here is take them out of their cups, cut off the frag plug, and stick the frags in my own tank water.
It's clear to see from up here.
Ouch.
The world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be.
Alright, so I got everything cut. Everything looks really good. The only casualty was some skin on my finger. Alright, so what's going to happen now is I'm going to actually cut these on the bandsaw. For example, like on this frag here, I'm going to cut all the super glue off so I could have so I can get all any dead coral tissue off, and also so that I have a flat surface so that I can easily glue it onto my custom frag mounts, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we're in the deep sink in my laundry room. What I just did was I cut all the bottoms off the coral. So now they all have flat surfaces. You can tell the top four here are all standing up. The bottom coral here that's the ASD Rainbow Millie. It's pretty huge, so it does have a flat bottom also, but it can't stand up on its own because it's so tall. That little piece there is just a piece of the Rainbow Millie that that broke off probably during transit, but no worries, I'm not worried about it. Just want to say, this top one here, that's the Vivid that's the Vivid Rainbow Delight. I don't think I sounded grateful enough when I first opened the box, but I'm really grateful that he threw in a freebie, and it's a really nice piece. So shout out to him. I'm not going to say his name, but he apparently does a very good job. These corals look really good. I was looking at them inside the bag while they were floating in the sump, and all of them had their polyps out. Just a great job packing. Like, if I ever ship corals, I think I'm going to do it this way because they arrived in like perfect condition, pretty much. The good thing with his location is that he's right next to the FedEx hub in Tennessee, so he actually dropped the package off really late at night. I think he, around, the latest that he could have dropped them off was 11, so I think he got there around 9 to 10. I don't know exactly, but that certainly helps. It saves a lot of time. These corals look great. I'm super excited. The next step here is I'm going to glue these onto my own custom frag mounts. I have them all made right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to glue them on there. Let me just show you. They all have, a flat. That's probably not the best example, but they all have a flat surface, so that I can easily glue those frags on here with like one drop of regular super glue. So once I get that done, I'm pretty much going to throw them in the tank. Whoa, I got some super glue on my finger. But yeah, but once I do that, I'm pretty much going to throw them in the tank. The situation is the same. I don't know if you watched my last coral unboxing video, but my frag tank still has, not my frag tank, my quarantine tank is still overridden with dinos, and I can't throw them in there. I did have a brief discussion with the seller, and he sounded sure that he doesn't have anything, so that makes me feel a little better. But that's not going to stop me from keeping my eye on these. I'm going to stick these on a frag rack right in front of the tank, and I'm going to just be inspecting them every day, even 2 times a day, and flash a flashlight on them at night and take a picture and zoom in and see if I could find anything. They look pretty healthy though, but you should never go by that. You should always err on the side of caution. Obviously, the gold standard, in my opinion, is to have a quarantine tank. Have them sit in the quarantine tank for you know, a couple weeks, I like to see them encrust or grow in the quarantine tank, and then that would give me the confidence to throw them in the main display. But this is kind of what I have to deal with just because I essentially don't have a quarantine tank. But I think it's going to be okay. We'll get these on the frag plugs or my frag mounts. I'll inspect them every day, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here they are on my frag rack. They look very good overall. Polyps are out. They are on the lighter side. That's why I have the lights turned down. I don't want to blast them like on their first day. I'll probably have the daylights off tomorrow as well. We'll see how it goes. Whenever they fully settle in, I'm going to dip them in some Bayer Advanced Insect Killer. But for now, this will do. Every day I'm going to inspect them using my camera phone. Alright guys, so I'm pretty happy with the corals that I got. They're packaged well, they're doing well. Hopefully they turn out to be absolute beauties. I did pay a good amount for them, but hey, that's just the price you pay nowadays for buying pieces like that. This is the first time that I bought from a reefer on the threads. Something to think about when you're buying from these guys is they tend to have this standard DOA policy, and that policy is pretty much if the coral is dead, you have to send them a picture within 1 or 2 hours with the coral in the bag, and then they'll refund your money. A lot of them say that they are not responsible for delays due to weather or any FedEx delays that's out of their control, which is unfortunate. So you are assuming a lot of risk by ordering from these guys, but on the other hand, you are paying a little bit less probably than what a retail shop would offer. And also, a lot of these retail shops are out of stock of most of these things. Like, they'll have their new stock of what they have, but if you're looking for a really nice limited edition piece or high-end piece that was sold like a couple years ago, the retail shops don't have them anymore. So just something to think about. But on that same token, like, the retail shops usually have awesome guarantees. Like, if it dies within 2 weeks, send me a picture and we'll refund your money back, no questions asked. So, it's, do you want to pay more or do you want to pay less and assume more risk? In this particular case, I asked the seller, I was like, so what would happen if it got delayed like a day due to FedEx or weather and they all died? And he said that, yeah, I mean, I can't really control that, but I will work with you if they did die that way. And obviously that's not as good as getting a full guarantee, but it's something. It's something. What can I say? He'll work with me means that, to me, that means that, yeah, he'll probably get me duplicate pieces, but I'm probably going to be paying something. That's just what it is, guys. Something to think about. This one turned out well, so thank goodness. I mean, I'm going to continue scouring these selling threads just to see if I could find any pieces that you can't find anymore from retail shops. So there is a benefit to it, and I don't know. All right, guys, if you I don't want you to think of it as that negative, but it's a risk, but it could pay off. All right, so think about it. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. We'll see you on the next one.